Welcome to Kat's Kitchen and welcome to episode 13 of my sugar slash series. In this series, I'm doing 31 days of lower sugar drink recipes in case you're trying to just consume less sugar in the new year, or maybe it's your second drink of the day and you want this one to be a little bit lower sugar. Whatever your goals or reasons may be, we're doing 31 days of drinks that are 10 grams or less of sugar so you can enjoy some fun, delicious tasting beverages without all of the extra sugars. Today's recipe for day 13 is a caramel French vanilla iced coffee. There are lots and lots of different ways you can make iced coffee at home. We'll talk about a few different options today. And this is just a drink recipe that I created at Starbucks a year and a half ago, and I really liked it. So I'm gonna show you how to make this at home for cheaper than Starbucks. We're making iced coffee, so we need coffee grounds. I have the Starbucks decaf Pike Place. My husband likes to drink this one, so I'm just using that, but use whatever ground coffee you like. I like the La Java, has a medium roast. I can't think of the name off of the top of my head. Pressed Coffee also has really good medium roast coffee that you can buy at the grocery store. You know, countless options. You get whatever you like. I tend to like a medium roast for iced coffee. Dark roast, too dark. Light roast, too light. So medium is the sweet spot, in my opinion, for an iced coffee. Medium ground coffee. You'll also need, we're doing a caramel French vanilla, so you need a caramel sauce. You need sugar-free vanilla syrup and hazelnut syrup. A French vanilla flavor is vanilla and hazelnut together. Delicious. And then we'll add a little caramel sauce for drizzle on top. Then you also need a little bit of heavy cream just to give it some creaminess, some cinnamon powder, and water, because we're making iced coffee. We'll talk about other options for iced coffee later, but we'll go through the recipe first and I'll show you how I make iced coffee. I'm using this Go Iced machine. The cord isn't very long, so it has to stay in the corner, unfortunately, but I'll show you what I do. The Go Iced maker, last time I checked, it was sold out. I don't know what they're doing over there, if they sold out for like the holidays or if they stopped making them. It's literally just an iced coffee maker. You can get these for 50 bucks. They're usually under 100 bucks. Get a Mr. Coffee iced coffee maker. Keurig does iced coffee. What else? There's all sorts of different iced coffee makers on the market now. The idea of an iced coffee maker, like a specific iced coffee machine, is that it brews double strength coffee. So you want double strength coffee because you're brewing it over ice and you don't want it to be too watered down. So if you're just doing regular strength coffee, brewing hot over ice, it's gonna get watered down really quickly. One way to keep your drinks from getting watered down if you don't have a specific iced coffee maker is you can make coffee ice cubes with it. So take your Keurig, if you have a Keurig, or a coffee pot, brew some just medium roast coffee in it. It doesn't have to be double strength or anything. And then let that cool and then pour that into ice cube molds and then use those coffee ice cubes when you're brewing, you know, your Keurig coffee or coffee pot coffee over ice. And then you can have less watered down iced coffee. One way to do it, I have an iced coffee maker. This is what it's meant for, so I am gonna use that. It comes with a little Keurig-like basket to put the grounds inside, or a filter basket, I guess. And then I'm just filling it up with some of the ground coffee. I always get too big of a scoop. And then there is a max line in here. I'm just gonna fill it to that max line. Oh my goodness gracious. You did not. I always tell myself to use a spoon when I do this, and then I always forget, and then I use like a scoop, like a table scoop, and I do this every single time. It's fine. It's fine. Look, ta-da! See, it's like it never even happened. Cool. Okay. Fill this up, close it, and then I'm popping it into this Go Iced coffee machine. Looks just like a Keurig, and I'm popping my pod in there. And then I have a cup full of ice because I'm brewing the hot coffee right over the top of the ice. Notice they are larger ice cubes. I recommend using larger cubes instead of the pebble ice because these are gonna melt a lot slower, okay? Put the coffee, or put the cup in position, and then, there we go. And then I'm just turning it on. It takes about 2 minutes for that to filter through. And you can see it, I think you can see it. The coffee is brewing right over the top. I like to just rotate this so that it's not hitting the same ice cube the entire time. You don't have to. let it do its thing. Do its thing, do its thing. Looks good. I used to drink iced coffee every single day, and then I transitioned into a lot of lattes. But I broke out with this machine the other day, and now it makes me want iced coffee every morning. Cool, 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 cool. And just like that, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo. All right, and we have iced coffee. Bada bing, bada boom. Iced coffee is literally just hot brewed coffee that's brewed over ice. And it is usually double strength hot coffee brewed over ice. So that way when it hits the ice, it doesn't get too watered down and gross. And then I just like to mix it. I did add a couple more ice cubes just to make sure that it stays nice and cold. And then I like to mix so that I get the drink or the coffee cold from top to bottom. And you can see how much smaller some of these ice cubes got from before. Like, look at this one. So that's why I suggest using larger ice cubes rather than pebble ice, because they will melt and they'll melt fast. Larger ice cubes help it from completely getting watered down. Okay, so caramel French vanilla iced coffee. To make that combo, we need some sugar-free vanilla syrup. I think this is the last. Is this the last of it? It just might be. I need to buy a new one. And then I have the Torani Hazelnut Syrup. You could also use sugar-free hazelnut. I love this one so much. One of my all-time fave syrups I've ever had by them. Doing about half a tablespoon, maybe quarter tablespoon of that. And then a splash of heavy whipping cream. I like heavy cream or half and half in my coffees, in my iced coffee, just because I like the creaminess it adds. Look at that color. Stunning. You know, nothing is worse than when you're at Starbucks and they hand you your iced coffee and it doesn't look like this, and you're just like, I'm about to lose my mind. I just want a little pinch of cinnamon powder. You can use ground cinnamon. This is, I forgot the name of it, but I Googled what cinnamon powder Starbucks uses, and this one is what came up. It's like slightly different than ground cinnamon. I don't know how, but add some cinnamon or cinnamon powder to the top. Oh my gosh. This combo is so good. I'm so excited for it. I'm like salivating. Cinnamon powder. And then top it off with a little bit of the Torani Caramel Sauce. I'm on the last leg of this one, but I didn't want to open up a new one just yet. Little caramel faux drizz. Come on, stay with me. Nice. Nice. Okay. Taste test. Look how stunning. Stunning iced coffee. That took me, if I wasn't talking a whole bunch, it would have taken me less than 2 minutes. 3 minutes. Caramel French vanilla iced coffee. Yum, yum, wowee. Well, if that doesn't taste like Starbucks, what does? I mean, really, if you like Starbucks iced coffee, buy their ground coffee, and get an iced coffee maker. Again, I don't know if the Go Iced one is on sale currently. Last time I checked, they were sold out. But get a Mr. Coffee iced machine. They all do the same thing. Even Keurigs nowadays usually have like an iced coffee option. And like I said, if a Keurig machine iced coffee tastes too watered down, brew a Keurig pod, let it chill, and put it in ice cube molds to make little coffee ice cubes, and then use those, and then brew a pod over, or a K-cup over that. Delish. Oh gosh, it's fabulous. I'm not gonna drink this whole thing. That is so yum. Ooh, 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 ooh. And let's tuck her away in a little Java sock while we talk about other iced coffee options. Okay? Stunning, so cute, so cozy. Other ways you can get iced coffee at home. Number one being instant coffee. Nescafe is like at every grocery store. You can add some, I would do a tablespoon of this, add it to 8 ounces of water, 12 ounces of water. And then with a handheld milk frother, just froth that up to make sure that the instant coffee completely dissolves. And then you can add your ice to the top of that and then add in your syrups and heavy cream and sauces and all of that. Super duper great, super duper affordable option. Aside from like the Nescafe instant coffee, lots of places are now selling, you know, tins or packets of instant coffee. I've had these forever. Starbucks Blonde Roast or Starbucks Pike Place. I would go with, if you buy with the one like this, then buy the medium roast, the Pike Place, or, you know, these packets. I don't know if they sell these packets anymore. I really have had these for a long time. I think Starbucks has now completely gone to these tins, but you just, oh my gosh, I haven't even opened this. It's funny. I've literally had them for like maybe 6 months to a year. We'll pretend it's open. They have instructions here on the back depending on, you know, what size of a coffee you're wanting. Add the instant coffee to your cup, pour hot water over the top, mix it around, add your ice, and then add in your syrups and creams and all of that. Essentially what we did, but instead of brewing coffee using grounds, you have instant coffee and you're adding hot water. So that's the only difference with those options. You could also use your Nespresso machine if you have a Nespresso. Nespresso does have iced coffee pods. I haven't really found ones I personally super duper love, but lots of people really enjoy their Ice Leggero. These are the Ice Leggero or the Ice Forte. I feel like they just don't have a lot of flavor. They don't taste a whole bunch like coffee. Lots of people do like them and enjoy them, so maybe give it a try if you have an espresso machine. For the Ice Leggero ones, you just brew one of the pods. It's like 2.5 ounces of coffee, and then you can add water to that. I would add cold water to that if we're trying to get an iced coffee. Add cold water to the pods, 6 ounces, 8 ounces per pod, and then you can add in whatever syrup, milk, or creamer after that. If you're doing the Ice Forte, those are an 8-ounce pod or just under 8-ounce pod. Just brew the pod, add some ice into it, and then add in your creamers, your milk, your syrups, etc. Those are some different options for iced coffee at home. You can brew it using ground coffee and an iced coffee maker or like a coffee pot or a Keurig, brewing brewed coffee over ice to give you iced coffee. Remember, you want it to be double strength brewed coffee. If you can't get double strength, not darker roast, double strength, meaning your concentration of coffee is higher. If you try a dark roast pod and you don't like it in iced coffee, it's because it's just darker and bolder. It's not necessarily stronger coffee. You know, like the coffee itself isn't stronger. That's not a higher concentration of coffee. Like I said earlier, brew your Keurig coffee or your coffee pot coffee, regular strength coffee. Let that chill for a few hours, pour it into ice cube molds, and then freeze it overnight, and then use those coffee ice cubes to brew your regular strength Keurig coffee or coffee pot coffee over the coffee ice cubes, and that will help it taste a lot more like, you know, good iced coffee and not watered down iced coffee. That's one option. Another option is instant coffee, adding that to some hot water and then mixing that, you know, with your syrups and milks, or you can use a Nespresso machine using their iced coffee pods, adding ice to those. When it comes to Nespresso, I don't recommend brewing directly over the ice because it does water it down very quickly, but brew your coffee into a cup and then add ice cubes in it and then stir really quickly to cool it down, and then add in your syrups and your milks or creams. And then the final way to get iced coffee at home is to just buy the store-bought bottles. Starbucks has one. Stoke has cold brew, which is different than iced coffee, but they're similar. Maybe International Delight has some. I know some brands have them, but they usually come with milks and creamers. I personally don't like those just because I like to add my syrups and milks and creams to it, you know, and then you can change the flavor each day. But those are an option. They're at every single grocery store. Go to like the milk or the juice aisle and you'll see those containers. Starbucks has an unsweetened one, so look for an unsweetened version. Then you can add your own sugars to it. Day 13, caramel French vanilla iced coffee. So delicious. So delicious. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tomorrow for day 14 of this series, I'm doing a peach green tea lemonade. It's gonna be delicious and fantastic per usual. I hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you tomorrow. Got a blast. Gosh, that's good. Woo, baby. There.